What's the difference between E3 and this video? At least this video came out this year. A little over a year ago, I made a video detailing my thoughts around some of my E3 2019 hopefuls. Hopefully, you'll indulge me for a moment as I reflect upon those games and where they wound up on my play or do not play list. You know, because we don't get an E3 this year. Without wasting too much time, let's hop to it real quick. Starting with Doom Eternal. I had high hopes for this game. From what I've seen and heard, those high hopes were justified. Too bad the game had its dick smacked into the ground by Fallout first. Or should I say Fallout first? Whatever, grammar. Bethesda's shitty practices around that game poisoned this one for me. Will I buy it in the future? We will see. For now, ZeniMax is on my shit list for a while. Damn shame too. I had this all ready to go. Ah well, the things I do for the sake of my own integrity, I suppose. Serves me right for pre-ordering in the first place. At least I paid out Death Stranding in return. That game has been far more worth it to me. My next hopeful was Borderlands 3. Where did that wind up at? Well, I had it partially pre-ordered, then I canceled that one too. Why? The whole Sup Matto situation really squicked me. I was tolerant of 2K somewhat. Their practices around games like GTA 5 and the 2K basketball series didn't seem to be bleeding into their other studio endeavors. I was even mildly tolerant of Randy Pitchford's various fiascos, even though I probably shouldn't have been. However, sending goons directly to a YouTuber's house really sat wrong with me. Monster Hunter Iceborn, finally! Something I actually wound up playing. And play it I did. And play it I do still, albeit not as much as I was a few months ago. Someday I'll get around to dying to Latreon. Capcom really smashed it out of the park with this whole game and the DLC. I have no regrets with this game, and I've even featured it on my channel a few times. Iceborn gets my seal of approval, although I'm sure if you had any interest in this game and expansion, you have it already. Seriously though, how is Capcom so able to go from strength to strength nowadays? Now, if only they could buy out Konami's property rights and do the same for Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and Castlevania, cause, you know, hashtag fuck Konami. Okay, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I delayed on picking one of these games up. I'm not even sure why. I was pretty excited for it, I wasn't really bothered by the whole Dexit thing, but still. Something sat wrong with me and I wound up not getting it. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it, and odds are I'll probably pick it up eventually. Maybe they do a sale with the DLC or something. I can't really say much more than that about it. So far, Pokemon ventures into the Switch realm have been kind of Is that Pokemon Snap? Is that a new Pokemon Snap? Where's my fucking wallet? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. This game is complicated for me. I probably played through the main story like a couple of dozen times. I beat the first DLC outright and got most everything. I beat most of the second, I unlocked all the heroes, I think I got them all to 100. I was going to review the second DLC and just kinda got tired of it. Don't get me wrong, I really genuinely enjoyed and loved the game. The characters are fun to play around with, the synergies are fun, I just got tired of grinding the same stuff over and over and over again, with no new stories to really explore with. The DLCs just weren't as engaging as the main game's content. I wouldn't say that it was an outright disappointment, still get the seal of approval. Maybe I just needed a long break. I'll probably come back to this game eventually, and I'll review the other two DLCs. Wolfenstein Youngblood. What a complicated game for me. It's another one that suffered at the hand of Fallout first, although I at least got to play this one before Bethesda ruined it for me. I'll probably get back around to playing and beating it. Probably. We'll see. I wasn't as outright offended as some folks were about the game design, and I enjoyed the characters. The goofy, kinda cringing teens were entertaining, in a stark contrast to a lot of gaming's silent or mostly silent protags. I really enjoyed the pep feature as well. Will I make a video about it? Maybe. Maybe it'll be something like Youngblood a year later or some crap like that. Last, and well, I'm not sure if I'd say least or not, we have Fallen Order, the Star Wars game. Can EA still die in a fire? I mean, I think I'd still prefer that in the long run, but it looks like they're getting their shit together in regards to Star Wars games at least. My girlfriend bought me the game on Steam recently because it was half off, which I begrudgingly accepted. Better half off than full price, especially for anything EA related. Although I had honestly planned on buying it used just to really stick it in EA's craw. Still, best not to punch the dead gift horse in the mouth. I hear EA is making a Starfighter game with VR support, and that's going to be $40 with no micros. So maybe, just maybe, I can be cautiously optimistic about that too. Will I play Fallen Order early because it was bought early? Maybe. Maybe not. I've got other things to do and play right now, so this game is currently at the bottom of my priority list. Still, if there's a rainy day in the near future, maybe I'll crack it open early. So, how did cautiously optimistic work out for me? Well, I had about a 50-50 disappointment to approval ratio. I think it's important to note that out of all the games, only one was harmed by its own actions, and that was Pokemon. I love me some Pokemon, but there was just a lot of drama holding it back, and all that drama was around the stuff that was actually in the game. This is in stark contrast to the other titles that were tainted for me that I wound up not playing because of their publishers' actions. The games I did buy and wholeheartedly enjoy were mostly free of that, EA excluded, which, I haven't played the game yet, but, whatever. Capcom releases pretty good games without a bunch of crap, except Street Fighter V and apparently Resident Evil 3, but I don't know. At some point you have to decide how much you'll let stuff leak over. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a relatively short but still great experience. Great enough for me to replay the story a dozen times. Am I bummed out about missing out on some of the games I was excited for? Yeah, but them's the breaks. If you're going to stand by your stances, well, sometimes that means missing out on things, and that's okay. There's more than enough stuff to go around. I work hard for my money, and that means game publishers have to work just as hard for it. If they want to take the easy route with it, then why should I reward that? Challenges, challenges, challenges. When it comes to challenges, camera positioning is clearly something I haven't figured out a solid solution for. Optimus is helping me out again, along with my snowball virus right in front of him. As for reading off my script, I am physically holding it and scrolling my phone right next to the camera. I'm hoping that helps with the eye contact thing, but it probably won't. Not by much, at least. Also, lighting. It's another thing I'm struggling with. It really goes to show that doing this with zero budget makes it really difficult to make look good. At some point, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy more equipment. The problem, of course, being having space for said equipment. I also need to buy some USB extension cords soon. The short cords on both my microphone and camera make this really limiting for me. I also played my previous video in the background, but odds are these visuals aren't going to sync up well, but that's okay, I hope. Oh, and for that I had to turn my monitor brightness all the way down, and the white still looks like it glares harshly. With all that out of the way, punch Nazis, slay dragons, beat Thanos, don't hunt faults, don't participate in animal sports, run away from stormtroopers, let the icon of sin live, and for the sake of Jesus Christ, where is my wallet? I need to buy Pokemon Snap 2 right now!